Welcome back to NETRUSH Report, your home for the stories behind the matches, the drama behind the points, and the passion that makes tennis more than just a game. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join our growing community of tennis fans who live for the sport we all love. The US Open is famous for its electric atmosphere in New York. The Arthur Ashe roar, the primetime lights, the New York crowd, it's unmatched. But for the players grinding it out this week, the journey to even set foot in the main draw is brutal. The qualifying tournament is a pressure cooker. 3 rounds, winner take all, with hundreds of hopefuls chasing just a handful of golden tickets into the main draw. This year, however, Mother Nature decided to intervene. On Wednesday, heavy rains drenched Flushing Meadows, washing out an entire day of play. Matches were suspended, storylines put on pause, and the schedule pushed back. And that's why today, Thursday, August 21st, 2025, Day 4, is more stacked, more unpredictable, and more critical than ever. Instead of final round qualifiers, players are still battling through the second round. Every match today could swing careers, rankings, and dreams. Now let's spotlight the big names that fans should be glued to today. Jan-Lennard Struff. Once ranked inside the ATP Top 25, Struff's big serve and heavy ground strokes have carried him through countless wars. But yesterday, he found himself down a set against Japan's Taro Daniel before rain forced a halt. Today, he resumes that battle, back against the wall, needing a comeback. Cristian Garin, another former top 25 player. Garin has the clay court grit and all-around skill to trouble anyone. He led Marco Trungelliti 4-3 when the rain came down. Now, with momentum slightly in hand, can he push through and take control? Zhang Shuai, a veteran of the women's tour, Zhang faces Darja Vidmanova. For Zhang, experience is her weapon. She's seen the big stages, won tough battles, and knows how to steady herself under pressure. Beyond them, watch out for Britain's Harriet Dart, American hopeful Zachary Svajda, and rising names like Katie Volinets and Jody Burrich. These aren't just matches, they're auditions for a place under the New York spotlight. Now let's break down the full Day 4 order of play, because the courts at Flushing Meadows will be buzzing all day. 11 a.m. 1. Francesca Jones vs. Ekaterine Gorgodze. Jones, seated here, is known for her tenacity. Gorgodze brings experience, but will need consistency to survive. Not before 12 p.m. Jody Burrich vs. 18. Arantxa Rus. Burrich's aggressive game meets Rus's lefty craft. A stylistic clash fans should circle. Followed by Billie Harris vs. Mikhail Kukushkin. Harris, the British underdog, versus veteran Kukushkin, who's seen it all. Not before 2:30 p.m. 32. Daniel Elahi Gallon vs. Patrick Maloney. Gallon, known for his Davis Cup heroics, will test Maloney's resilience. Followed by Luca Van Assche vs. Wu Yibing. A battle of youth versus comeback. Wu, once a rising Chinese star, continues his journey back. 11 a.m. Maya Kwalinska vs. Janice Jen. 12 p.m. Astra Sharma vs. 28. Victoria Jimenez Kasantseva. Sharma's athleticism versus Jimenez Kasantseva's youth and flair. Followed by Zomber Paras vs. 24. Tiago Agustin Tarante. 2:30 p.m. 15. Jamie Faria vs. Giulio Zappieri. Followed by Harriet Dart vs. Ayana Ackley. A must-watch for British fans. Dart's tactical edge will be tested. 11 a.m. 11. Alexander Blocks vs. Kimmer Kopajans. 12 p.m. Federico Agustin Gomez vs. Federico China. Followed by 5. James Duckworth vs. James McCabe. 2:30 p.m. 17. Rebecca Marino vs. Maihan Tama. Followed by 5. Victoria Tomova vs. Hannah Van Winkle. Studio microphone. Each court brings a blend of veterans and fresh blood, each fighting for their main draw shot. Expect long rallies, tiebreaks, and emotional swings all day long. Now, how can you watch these battles? USA, ESPN+, ESPN2. UK, Sky Sports. And for international fans, streaming options vary by region, but ESPN Plus remains the go-to hub for most. Remember, the first ball on every court is at 11 a.m. local New York time, which translates to USA/Canada, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. UK, for PM British Summer Time. India, 8:30 p.m. IST. So whether you're watching with your morning coffee in New York, your evening tea in London, or your late-night chai in Delhi, the US Open qualifying drama is just a click away. These qualifiers might not have the star power of Djokovic, Swiatek, or Alcaraz, but they bring something unique, raw, desperate hunger. For players like Struff, Garin, and Zhang Shuai, qualifying isn't just about getting into the main draw. It's about proving they still belong at the top level. For rising names like Burrage, Volinets, and Svajda, it's about seizing a breakthrough moment. Some of the biggest stars in tennis history, think of Emma Raducanu's miracle run or Aslan Karatsev's Australian Open semifinal, began their slam runs in qualifying. That's why these days matter. You might just be watching the first spark of the next big story in tennis. Now, let's bring you, the fans, into the action. Who do you think makes it through today? Can Struff dig deep and turn his suspended match around? Will Harriet Dart make it into the main draw for another shot at a slam run? And among the youngsters, who's your pick for a breakout moment? Drop your predictions in the comments. We'll be featuring some of your takes in our next video. So there you have it, the full breakdown of Day 4 of the US Open 2025 qualifying tournament. The schedule is packed, the stakes are sky high, and the storylines are endless. From veterans clinging to their dreams, to youngsters trying to crash the main draw party, today's matches promise drama, tension, and unforgettable moments. We'll be here to bring you updates, results, and the biggest talking points from Flushing Meadows. So make sure you're subscribed to NETRUSH Report and turn on notifications so you never miss a beat. Until next time, this is NETRUSH Report, where tennis lives.